Yes, 10:43 is correct. So looking at this time, it could be 10:42 to 10:43 is like the correct time for this clock. The shorthand or the hour hand is in between the 10 and 11, so that makes it 10. The minute hand is in between the 8 and the 9, like 2 ticks past the 8. So 8 times 5 gives me 40, and then plus 2 or 3 is 43 or 42. So it can be 10:43 or 10:42. So that is a review from last week. And now moving forward, we're going to do reading simple meters and what else are we doing this week? Place value. So that is what we will jump into next. Today we're going to get started with reading simple meters. So let me go ahead and share this tab now. So reading simple meters. So meters are devices used to measure things. I'm sure you guys have used plenty of meters before without even knowing it. You could say a clock is a meter because it's using numbers to measure things. And so you've already done that this week or last week with doing reading clocks. But another type of meter is a ruler, timers, scales, and speedometers. So we're going to just review that today. I think that it's an important skill to be able to kind of read those and estimate. So we will be working on that. And the homework today is 5 problems. So super easy Monday for you. Scales are a common meter. They're used for weighing. So you can use a scale to weigh yourself. You can use a scale to weigh your fruits. You can use a scale to weigh a cow. You can use a scale to weigh pretty much anything. So the instruments or the scale must have a part that marks to show expected measures and then a pointer to show you the measure. So you can have a scale that reads something as small as like paper clips, like you could put paper clips on a scale and it would weigh it in ounces or grams, or you could have something that weighs like all the way up to huge cows that are like thousands of pounds. So you can have large scales, big or medium scales, or very small scales. Both types of scales have marks to show different possible weights and a pointer, and the pointer shows the measure of the object being weighed. So the pointer will show you exactly what the weight is. So this is a medical scale, just used to show weight on humans. Since this has been updated, I'm pretty sure no doctor's offices use this really anymore. We use digital because it's more precise. But you might have seen this in the doctors when you were really young, or some doctors might still have it. But I know my doctor, it's digital now. But it has the weight, the expected measure of weight, so anywhere from 0 pounds to 300. And then the nurse would move the little tick mark along to try and get it to be even to show what your weight was. This is more of a common scale that you might have in your house that you just stand on. And then there's a little circle in the middle that spins around with the numbers. And so wherever the meter or the pointer points to, that's the weight. And then this one's kind of like a fruit and vegetable scale you might see at the grocery store. Next up, we have thermometers. Thermometers are another type of meter. They measure temperature. So you can use a thermometer to measure the temperature of yourself, the temperature outside, the temperature in your car, the temperature of your engine, the temperature of like a body of water, a meat thermometer, a food thermometer. There's like thermometers in fridges. There's a lot of different thermometers. They all are a little different. But so some will measure with a liquid and then some will measure with a pointer, or some now are even digital. So this one with the liquid, wherever the line of the liquid is at, that's the temperature. This one, the pointer tells you exactly what it is on the circle, or digital just reads it out for you. This is a speedometer. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that. Every single car has one. It measures the rate of movement. So this one has miles per hour and kilometers per hour. So in America, we use miles per hour, but over in like Europe, they use kilometers per hour. So it has both of them. But I just recently bought a 2018 Toyota RAV4 in November. And I was expecting it because my last car was a 2007 car, so I was expecting this new one to have the digital speedometer that just like goes increasingly up with the numbers and just reads it digitally, but I still have a typical speedometer that looks like this. And so if you plan on driving, you're going to need to know how to read a speedometer, because otherwise you'll get tickets if you're not following the correct speed for the area you're driving in. So you have to be able to read these pretty quick, because your car accelerates and deaccelerates pretty quick. So you need to be able to read your speedometer quickly to know if you're going the right speed where you're at. This one is an ampere meter. This measures amps or amperes of current. So this one ranges from 0 to 50. We can see that because there's a 0 and a 50. And so the pointer is pointing to the 30 right here. So this means that there are 30 amperes of current showing on this particular meter. So that we know because the arrow or the pointer is right at the 30. This one, the pointer is halfway between 30 and 40. So this one, since there's not a number right where it's pointing at, where in the last slide it was pointed right at the 30, it's kind of like with a clock where you have to guess around what it would be. This one's pretty nice because there's a halfway mark, so we know it's 35 because the halfway point between 30 and 40 is 35. So this one, there's 35 amperes of current on the meter reading. Any questions so far? Pretty straightforward, but just a good review. Okay, last one. This is an electric meter. So everyone has one of these at their house. It's how Pacific Power or whatever your power company is sends you a power bill saying you've used $86 worth of electricity this month. So once again, relating math to a job, there is a specific job titled an electric meter reader, and you walk around to every single house, look at this gauge and this meter, and then you'll write it down. You take the information back to the power company, and then they calculate it to figure out how much to charge you for the previous month. So I don't know the exact formula they use, but you have to be able to read all these different little meters. So you'd write down the numbers from left to right, and you'd have a 5-digit number such as 00807. Since this one, the arrows, you don't do it, you want to write a whole number. We're not going to write like 1.5 or 1.3. We want to write a whole number. So if the arrow is between two numbers such as 0 and 1, you write the smaller number. So the lower number between 0 and 1 is 0. So for this first one, we put 0. Second one, it's also between the 0 and the 1, so we'll put 0 again. And then on this third one, it's between the 8 and the 9. So the smaller number between those two is 8, another one of 0, and then this last one is between the 7 and 8, so the smaller number is 7. So that's how we read these 5-digit or 5 meters, and then you put your answer as 5 digits. So that is all for today. So now I'm going to go into Google Classroom and assign, the homework for today. It's 5 problems. Super easy. Okay. So go into your Google Classroom and pull up this worksheet and get started on it, and then I will go over number 2 with you guys so that you get it correct, because people in other classes haven't gotten it right. Okay, so go ahead and do number 1 on your own. Why is that so blurry? Okay, so do number 1, and then I will do number 2 with you guys just because it's a little bit harder and a lot of people have missed it. Perfect. So with the second one, we have 5 different meters. And so where'd my pen go? There it is. So right here we have 5 different meters. So we're going to write it as a 5-digit number, and we're going to go from left to right. So this will be our first number. So right here it looks like it's pointing between the 2 and the 3. So what is the smaller number between 2 and 3? 2, yes. So 2 is our first number. This second meter is in between 5 and 6. So what am I going to write down for my second number? Oops, 5 and 6. 5, yep. My third one is pointed straight at the 9, so I know it's 9. And then my fourth one is in between 3 and 4. So what will I write for that? 3. And then my last one is pointed straight at the 7, so I'm just going to write 7. So make sure you put your answer in right just as a 5-digit number, just like this. And then if you need help on any of the other ones, let me know.